What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel, and Aluminum, Arcade Motorsports Consulting. What is up? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up?
And we're back. We're a little dirtier, I think, than the last time we was here. But we're back.
Dusty. A little dusty. Yeah.
But
yeah, man. Been a busy week for you for sure.
Well, I've been everywhere. I feel like the Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hadn't really been everywhere. I've been, to right up around the Charlotte, Concord, Mooresville area, and then back home. But just multiple times.
Right.
But it was all good. I love it.
Oh, absolutely. That was pretty awesome for sure, man.
Love it. It was good. It was definitely good. But let's go on back there a little bit, I reckon. Shoot. I hope everybody had a happy Halloween, I reckon. If everybody was all good for Halloween. We went trick-or-treating a little bit. I just ate a piece of candy from there.
Yeah. There's a bunch of candy to go around for the kids. The trunk or treat, that's for sure.
Yeah. We back a little ways. But yeah, we had piles of candy out there. All the trunk or treat stuff going around. Boy, we had a ton of youngins out of that thing. Kayla set up her car this year as, I'm trying to remember what it was. What was it? Oh yeah, a gumball machine.
Sweet.
So that was pretty cool. My mama had her car out there as I don't really know what it was. It was like this fall stuff, I guess, and had let your light shine. Had a bunch of verses on it and stuff like that, and cool little sayings. And I think your mama was on the other side of it. She had Hawaii, I think.
Yeah, she was trying to bring the heat.
Yeah, that was
the sand to the deal.
Yeah, because that was the last cool day we had. Other than that, it's been hot.
She brought it. She did bring it.
She brought the heat in, and it's been here to stay.
So, thankfully, it's about to start going away tomorrow. Maybe it'll stay away.
I don't know. I doubt. Not from what I saw, but I mean, there's a little bit. But so anyway, I guess we'll move on from that. Last Tuesday, I headed up to Longhorn Racetrack. Well, I went to SRI Performance first. They ended up having a lunch, a food truck there, mozzarella's pizza and stuff. Had some drivers in house, kind of a customer appreciation deal going on at SRI Performance last Tuesday. So I stopped in for a little while there. And then I headed over to Longhorn Race Chassis. I know a bunch of y'all caught it live. Went back and watched it. If you haven't watched it, go back on our Facebook and check out the all the videos. There was, I think, like two different videos actually. They were long, very long. You can skip and go through them and check out everybody I had on there. We talked to one of the new owners, Steve Arpin, who been in Longhorn deal for a long time, but he was more on the modified side. Well, now he's come in as part owner there on the as far as the full business wise. So y'all go check out those interviews I did. It was really cool to sit there, right in front of Jonathan Davenport's brand new car they were putting together. We were there, so watching them guys do that, and they were kind of in the background working while we were podcasting, I guess, or whatever we call it. so it was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, for sure it was. It was a cool setting and a cool shop, and a lot of cool guys, man. That thing.
Yeah, and it was like I was telling Steve on the show. I wasn't trying to blow his head up a whole lot, but I mean, you could just tell there the way everything was clean and everything had its place, and the type of work that went through that shop. It just looked like I can understand why why they're so fast. Why everybody's wanting to be riding a Longhorn right now, because it really makes sense. They're on top of their game, and I can definitely understand why.
Yeah, for sure.
But so then, anyway, I came back home. Well, then I left there. And I went over to the track. It was kind of the kickoff night, kickoff party. And our good friends, Dirty Grass Soul, was playing over there. I went over there, and me and Chris Ferguson and Kevin Debman from Dirty Grass Soul, we all got on Chris Ferguson's the simulator they had out there, set up, got on there on some iRacing, and Evan Say was right there with us and just made us look really bad. But I don't even try to compare myself to Evan, because he's just absolutely ridiculous. That's why he is the World Outlaw champion on iRacing this year.
Yeah.
Multiple times now. But I got on there, and I can't remember. Anyway, somebody was, all of a sudden I get on there, and I was 0.3 faster than the second person. I was like, awesome, sweet, I'm fast. I can't believe it. Especially at Charlotte in a late model, because I'm horrible there on iRacing. Well, Kevin was like, I ain't getting on there, man. I'm going to look terrible. I'm going to look slow. And Kevin was feeding a line of bull is what Kevin Dibman was doing. Because he got on there right after me, and all of a sudden turned 0.2 of a second faster than me. I was like, oh, I see how it is.
Wow.
So anyway, I look back before I left. I was still third fastest of the night, so I wasn't too bad.
No, that's sweet, man. How did it set up? How did that rig feel different than yours? Was it anything different with it?
Oh yeah, it was a WR1 CM chassis. Had the extend. I forgot, was that like it's Sony extra wide monitor, whatever it is, like a 49-inch wide. Same pedals I run, the Fanatec's V3s, but they did have a Fanatec wheel also, the direct drive wheel. I actually like the wheel, but I was talking to Evan and stuff like that, and he said it's more in the pedals than just a feel, and he doesn't even run one of them. He runs a G29 wheel.
Wow.
And,
okay.
And the V3 pedals, which I'm running, and when you did run, running the G27 wheel still. Both of us had the bigger wheel on it though. But like I said, I run the V3 pedals. So I don't know. I guess some dudes are just that good.
Yeah, man, they know how to do it. That's for sure, dude. It's crazy.
It's insane. It is insane. It just takes a lot of practice, which is what Evan Say does. Evan Say, Blake Majulis. We've had Blake on here before. Them dudes are just insane on them things.
Yeah, they got a lot of hours on them. That's for sure.
Faux show. But then, so I came home that night. Went back to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Left work about, 45 minutes early on Friday. Went and picked up Landon and my dad, and we jumped on the road, headed back to Charlotte, and met y'all there.
Yeah, man. We did pretty much the same thing. Got off work, had to go back to work a little bit. Working a shutdown this past week, and finishing up day tomorrow. But anyway, had to do a little of that. So that set us behind. So we ended up getting there about the same time, which worked out pretty good. And got our passes. Thanks to SRI, we really do appreciate that for sure. And got to hang out in the hospitality tent there, which was really cool.
Yeah, man, it always is. They had some mows in there that Friday night, catered in, and we got to watch some big block modifieds and some sprint cars in action there at Charlotte. And man, I'm gonna tell you, just watching those two on Friday night. This there's a lot of fast tracks, but man, that track just seems to me it just seems big and fast for those cars.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just I guess just corners are so wide there. That just I don't know. Like they go in and never let off hardly, especially the sprint cars. I mean they don't hardly let off anywhere, but I don't know. Them things are fast. Couple of big moments there, I guess, later on that night. I don't. Lord, I apologize, but I can't hardly keep up with everybody in sprint cars, and I don't know why. I guess we just don't have them around here hardly, and so
Yeah.
I go out there and enjoy the racing, but I don't know who's running where. But I do know Donnie Schatz killed him.
Yeah. That's the one I do know for sure. Yeah, but and he did do that. No doubt about that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Casey Kane, Brad Sweet, Rico, but there ain't many that I can keep up with. Really, but like you say though, going back to the speed, man. Hey, I can't fathom. I mean, like you said, that's a big track, but I don't know how they focus. Great day, they flying, especially when we were sitting or standing or whatever.
It's insane. It is actually absolutely insane. I will, since I got it right here. Let's see. What night was this? This was the second, so that had to be Wednesday. Wednesday night, Logan Schuchart won the sprint cars. They extended everything out of day this year for the World Finals. Mike Marlar picked up the legend cars on Wednesday night. Thursday night, Tanner English won the late models. Donnie Schatz won the sprint cars. Or no, that was Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, they didn't run sprint cars on Thursday. That was my bad. And then Donnie Schatz won on Friday, like we just said. Man, them things are, yeah, like you just said. I don't know how to focus in them.
I swear I don't. It's crazy.
So anyway, we walked around there a little while, and Landon and Cole took their pictures with Casey Kane and Rico Abreu. Got to hang out with them, or didn't really hang out with them, but we got to see them and watch them work on their cars a little bit. It's so different watching them work on sprint cars than it is late models.
Yes. Especially Casey Kane's. They didn't do nothing at all. Just sand his tires a little bit.
That's all.
That's good.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we need. I don't know. I mean, it's different. Them guys, I guess they have just a different thought process, different setup process, and I don't know. I mean, it's a world of difference. And then anyway, got out of there Friday night. That was all the night. Y'all were able to make it.
Yeah, and Blakely didn't. She couldn't quite hang to the end of it. There, she tried. I guess she did pretty good.
Oh yeah, she did.
But yeah, so we left and went to the hotel, which was her main thing that she was looking forward to all week. Was the hotel. That little girl, she's 5. Anybody didn't know that, but she loves a hotel. She loves a hotel. Oh. So yeah, so we got back there and she was loving that, and you know, Saturday morning got up, went to Bass Pro Shops a little bit. We come on back. Kind of worried about the weather first thing Saturday morning. It looked kind of rough, foggy, and I didn't kind of was kind of worried about that as far as getting the show in, but it obviously worked pretty good.
Oh yeah, it was actually weather was it was mostly sunny most of the day. There was a couple times we were sitting there eating breakfast and it started raining. Well, I say breakfast. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. We was at the Waffle House.
Uh,
Well, also I want to say I appreciate Earl Ramey let me, Landon, and my dad stay at his house Friday night. So we hung out with over there with his wife Katie. We sure appreciate it. But got up, went and ate some Waffle House. Well, actually, we was gonna stop at Denny's. There's a Denny's right there, and we went to go. I went to walk in there, and their place was just like packed. It looked like there was gonna be a 2-hour wait. I was like, nope, never mind. We'll go to Waffle House. So I went to Waffle House, got me a waffle, and then went on to the track. Got there a little early, walked around the pits, hung out with our buddy Andy Garris and Bree Garris over there at the Profab trailer for a little while, hung out with them. Then went and walked around the pits, talked to a few people, got a few lives there. So if you hadn't seen them, go back to our Facebook, check those out too, or YouTube. Yeah, that is one thing I want you guys to do. There's a ton of people that are on our Facebook, and they watch on our Facebook too. But go subscribe to our YouTube page also. Our lives come out on YouTube also, a lot as well as Facebook. That's a new thing. So y'all go check that out. And subscribe to our YouTube. That helps us out. Helps out a lot. Gives more subscribers we can get, the better. Helps us out a ton. So anyway, headed on back to track. Got there a little early, like I said, and talked to them. Went live. Talked to a few people. Actually, one of the first people to jump out and talk to us Saturday was Scott Bloomquist. So it was pretty cool, and y'all had to be listening out this week. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna pat our own backs. We had him on here first. Just saying. But he gonna be on the Dale Jr. download this week.
Yes.
Which be pretty cool because there's a lot of questions that Dale Jr. will ask him that I won't.
Right.
And I guess that's probably because Dale Jr. knows he's not going to be around him very often.
Right.
And I guess we're probably a little more cordial than that. There's just a lot of stuff, I'm not going to get into his, other than racing wise, I'm not really going to get into his past, with everything else. We know there's a ton goes on there. Everybody hears it. We don't need to talk about it. We just like talking about his racing. I like Scott. Scott's always been nice to us, so I can't knock him.
Right.
People say whatever they want, but he has always been super cool with us. The first time I give y'all a backstory. Actually, the first time we had Scott on the show, we had a complete different setup. As far as our podcasting stuff, we basically recorded straight into a laptop and then all this other stuff. But anyway, and everybody called in, or they zoomed in, or either we had a Google number and all this other stuff. Oh, Scott called in. Gave him a time to call in. Well, we got him on, and the laptop started messing up. Like bad. It took us, probably 30 minutes or so, and they had to call back 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. We were a little bit worried about that.
We were very worried. I was like, oh, he's going to hang up. He's not going to call back. I mean, this is bad. But no, didn't. He was like, I'm really not worried about it, guys. He said, I know how this modern technology is. It's aggravating sometimes. He's like, nah, y'all go do what you gotta do. We're good. So that's why I'm saying he's cool with us. So
Yeah.
So I like having him on. He's cool. You never know what's going to come out of Scott's mouth. Just like he said that on live. He said, He said, yeah, it's going to be. I asked him about Dale Jr. download stuff. He said, yeah. He said, I got to get some more details about it, I guess. He said, I don't even really know. He said, and I guess everybody's kind of looking forward to it because nobody knows what's going to come out of my mouth because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So that was great. So y'all be listening over there. We're not affiliated in any way, but y'all be listening over to Dale Jr. download this week if you want to hear some Scott Bloomquist, because I got a feeling that's going to be a good one for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long one too. Once you get Scott going, he'll talk now.
I'll have to tell you something about it. Remind me to tell you something. I can't say it on the air. Sorry, guys. If any of y'all know my number, want to know detail, you just call me. But but remind me to tell you something after we quit recording about this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so went back, hung out, SRI hospitality tent. Got quite a few good interviews from late model drivers to asphalt drivers even down there. And our buddy Steve Arpin was back in there too. He was hanging out with us in the SRI tent. So talked to him some more in there. Go back to All Our Lives. You'll appreciate it. They were good. Good stuff. Good stuff for sure. But anyway, speaking of Steve Arpin and Longhorn, JD Jonathan Davenport put it on them. Good racing and won the World Outlaw late model feature. Donnie Schatz again won sprint car feature. So a lot of good racing there. A lot of good racing. It was a lot of cars. Actually, a big turnout, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was a very nice turnout. Track was awesome. From what I saw Friday night, dirt's way better than it was years ago. Put on a good show. Put on a really good race.
Yeah, it surprisingly enough, even on Saturday night, it really it got dark, like it got like real black, like it was rubbering up, but it did it from the bottom to the top, so you could still race anywhere on the track, which was pretty good.
Right.
Made the track real racy. You could run high, run low, and made the track really, really racy. So that was one of the best I've ever seen, and I was kind of surprised being the weather the way it was. As warm as it was, you would think the track would dry out a little more. And it did dry out, but they put a lot better dirt on anyway. It still got dusty. Wind was blowing good for us on Friday night. We wasn't hardly getting nothing over there. Well, the wind shifted a little bit on Saturday, and we was getting some dust on Saturday. So.
Yeah.
But that's dirt track. But we can't thank our friends over at SRI Performance enough for having us there and letting us eat their food. We had some awesome barbecue Saturday, and it wasn't just pig either. They have chicken that's hashed up and everything, but they, I guess, sauce it, cook it just like they would like a pig. I don't really know, but it's really, really good. It's not like dried out or anything. It's like, I don't know how they do it, but it is good. So appreciate them guys for having us over there and hanging out, letting us hang out, and letting us talk to everybody in there, and and talking to people that we hadn't seen in a while, like our friends Mike Tilley, he was in there, Derek McGrew Jr. They're all over there. Kyle Strickler, I had him live. He's in there. Sean Martin from Viper Motorsports. He's in there. Like everybody is in the SRI booth. So our tent. So it is a ton of fun. It's kind of the who's who down there. It's the biggest tent they got in the line there, and and it's actually a really good place to watch the race. It's just going into turn 3, right where they go out on the track, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, guys, well, I guess ton more racing went on this weekend, NASCAR stuff and everything. But before we do that, let's go to this week's edition of Hot Laps.
This is Hot Laps, presented by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another installment of Hot Laps. And this week, we have from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Ash Garrett and Matt Stewart. What is going on, guys?
What do you say there, buddy? Just working.
Living the dream, eh?
Living a dream every second.
Well, it's always like that at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, ain't it?
It is. It's like, you know what? I always say it's like going on vacation every morning.
I hear you there. Well, they always say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, is what I hear.
I heard that, yeah.
I guess I'm still working then.
Well, we got a big lotto coming up tonight, so we'll see how long we all last.
There you go. All right, I'm just saying, if y'all hit it, can y'all just slide just a little bit over my way? Just a little bit, please.
What do you probably look at? We'll take care of you.
All right. Good deal. All right, guys. Well, we want to, as we always do on this segment of the show here, we want to just kind of get into it with you guys, learn a little bit about you and what's going on there. So anyway, we'll go first. Ash, man, what do you do over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum? How long you been there? All that good stuff.
Well, I handle. I'm an inside salesman. I take calls throughout the day. We all have kind of our own customers that call and ask for us, but a lot of it's just picking up the phone and or answering the email and going from there. I'm coming up on being here for 2 years. It'll be my second year in December coming up, so it's been fun. Before this, I worked with the Legends Car Series. I was over there with U.S. Legend Cars for probably 15 years, somewhere in there. So I oversaw the sales over there, and so I was a customer of Stock Car Steels for several years, and then now I'm on the other side, and I really enjoy it. It's been good.
Well, good. I just want to know, do you still have any contacts over there at U.S. Legend Cars? If so, can you possibly put in a word to get me some tires?
Yeah, I've heard that if I could produce some tires, I'd be a rich man.
Very, very. They are. They're not non-existent right now, apparently.
That's what I hear.
Oh, cool deal. Well, Matt, same thing to you. What do you do over there, and how long you been there?
Well, I've been here for 2 years as well. I started back October 2020. I'm inside sales, just like Ash. We're the breadwinners of the company.
There you go.
And before this, I also was a customer of Stock Car Steel. I worked over at Hotchkiss Performance for a little while. But most of my background's in the motorcycle world. I did a lot with AMA Superbike Ducati team back when I was younger, and mostly motorcycle stuff. But moved to North Carolina a few years ago, and here we are.
Oh wow, that's cool. I can relate there a little bit. Also, I worked at a motorcycle shop for quite a few years. At a Yamaha, they sold Yamaha and Kawasaki, so dealt a lot with those guys. That's some fun stuff sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Well, we'll keep on with you there. How did you end up selling? Well, you kind of went into it there, but what got you into wanting to sell, these raw materials instead of being on the customer side of it? What made you want to go that route?
Well, I was actually approached by Rick a couple years ago when they needed a salesperson, and it's right before COVID. So I said, "Hey, I'll give it a shot and see." And it's just so much more relaxed over here, and it's in and out, and we get it's a better relationship with our customers. It's a lot more interesting to do this than it is buy parts mass produced from wherever. But
I got
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say for me, I spent a lot of time at racetracks. I gave up a lot of my weekends. I was gone a lot to, national events, and I also did a lot of sales internationally. So I was traveling, in some cases, to, foreign countries, in Asia and Europe. And when you have, a family, and then, my son plays baseball. So this gives me a much more of an opportunity to hang out with him and kind of follow him around a little bit, and gets me off the road. And I just like to sell stuff, and so this was something that I knew something about, but not entirely. So it was a challenge, but it's been really good. Really good.
All right. Well, then going from that, since you just said it, you like to sell stuff. All right. Let's try this. Sell me something right now. Whatever you got, any good promotional offer on, going on or whatever right now. Sell it to me. What you got?
Well, we've got extreme green and white painted aluminum sheets, 40,000 by 48 by 120 for $81.50 a sheet.
Hey, you know what? You know what's awesome? Extreme green is awesome. It's not your daddy's green. It's extreme green.
That's right.
This is good stuff.
There you go. There you go. Well, guys, if you are rebuilding your car, because you done tore it up this year, as everybody has, and you need some painted aluminum sheets, extreme green, head over to Stock Car Steel Aluminum right now, and they got it on sale. You won't find a better price.
No, you won't. Cheaper than a worn out broom. Not going to find it better.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I want to talk about something real quick there, Matt. You guys, and this is something I've always liked over there, there's a bunch of people, and I'm in the same boat every once in a while. I need a small piece of, I don't know, there's just always something I need, some sort of material I need. And I know you guys cut to length a lot of things, but a lot of times back in y'all's drop bins, you've already got what somebody needs back there already cut off, already, close to the size they need. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, well, so anytime we have a big order, we a lot of our big customers do manufacturing and CNC. They want stuff cut to a certain length, so we take the rest of that, put it in our drop bin, and put a heck of a price on it. So anybody off the street can come in and get something that they need that don't need 12 or 10 foot of, and for a really good price. And we've got a lot of it from sheet metal, tubing, aluminum angles, all kinds of stuff, stainless, pretty much anything that we sell full length of, we got some kind of drop in it.
And I know also, it's not just like one big old thing. You got to go digging through it necessarily. Y'all got multiple bins with different types of material in, not just one big thing back there. So it makes it a lot easier to find, right?
Everything's categorized in by size and shape, and it's real easy for somebody that doesn't really know a lot about the industry to just come in and find what they're looking for. And we can help them find it. We
totally revamped our whole will call area. It's really nice back there. It's very customer friendly. We've got a nice desk back there. So we really encourage people to come check that out. And it's been really good. And obviously, also, we've got a new website that we've launched recently. It's been really good. So we're just trying to be really customer friendly. We're also kind of pride ourselves on, finding those items that a lot of people can't find. We live for that kind of stuff, trying to find some hard to find items. So we just try to do whatever we can to help the customers.
All right. Well, speaking of those hard to find items there, what's what's some of them products that you've seen that's just oddball, I guess we'll say, and kind of cool to sell for someone?
For me, I think about things like titanium sheets, some brass products that probably aren't on the top of everybody's minds. That to me is pretty neat. But I mean, just all of it's pretty neat. We were at the dirt track this weekend, and to really see what you're selling out there competing, whether it be sheets or chromoly tubing or whatever it may be, but to actually see it on the track and on the cars is really great. But for me, I think some of the neat stuff is like the titanium stuff like that.
Cool.
I don't know about that, but
What's that?
Oh yeah, I agree. A lot of the things that you don't see a lot of people buying is a lot of copper sheets for doing gazebos and things like that. You can't just go to Lowe's and Home Depot to get that stuff. So
Very true.
People come to us for that kind of stuff.
That's pretty cool. Well, y'all just talked about it a little bit. Out at the dirt track at Charlotte. Both of y'all were out there this weekend?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was out there on Friday night for a little while. I had the family out there, the kids, and I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old. Man, they loved it.
Well, I hate I didn't get to catch up with y'all while I was there. We were there Friday and Saturday there. Man, the tent. The tent was awesome over there as always. Sasha does a great job with that deal every year. Man, it was a lot of fun out there this year, and the weather was awesome. When you go in there and you see your customers, even because you see your guys out there, how awesome is it to work somewhere that not only they're getting great customer service, but to treat their customers like that, to events like that. I know a lot of them had passes to come in the hospitality tent there, and you get to treat them customers to events like that. How cool is that?
It's pretty good. It makes you feel good about what you do because they're more than just a name or a number in your order book. But I had a couple people call me this morning thanking me for getting them in the tent and how enjoyable it was for them and their guests to come and really experience something like that, because a lot of companies don't do that for their customers. You get a ruler or tape measure or a LED flashlight with your name on it at Christmas time. Well, we'll bring you to the dirt track and show you what we're really about.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that. We're really much we're very much like a family here as far as employees go, and we just carry that right on to the customer experience as well. We spend a lot of time with these people, whether it be in person or on the phone. So it's good to give back. They do a lot to help our business, and we just like to give back. And I think it's really great, and the turnout's awesome. And it's just fun to be a part of it for sure.
Definitely is so cool. And like for me, I've had guys people in there, and they see me walking around with a microphone and stuff, and I'm talking to a few people, and they're like, "Oh, you're the guys with Chicken Bone Alley. I listen to y'all sometimes." And so it's cool to meet all those people that are in there and in there because of Stock Car Steel and Aluminum and SRI Performance. And so it's really it's rewarding to me even. So I appreciate all you guys to enable me to go to things like that. I sure do appreciate that a ton. But speaking also of events coming up, just want to let you guys know PRI is coming up soon, everybody. The SRI Stock Car Steel and Aluminum booth is number 1617. You guys seen anything from good old PRI coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to be heading up there myself and Mike Tock, along with Beth Turner. We're going to be up there in the stock car booth. You just gave out the booth number, but we're really number one in everybody's hearts.
That's right.
But no, we're excited about it. It's always good to see some customers that you may not get. We deal with people from all over, and a lot of times you don't necessarily see them in person. So just the opportunity to meet some of those folks and to meet some new people and expand business and just have some good fellowship with customers. We're looking forward to it.
Well, you just got it right. You're number one in everybody's hearts for sure. Well, guys, I tell you what, I sure do appreciate y'all being number one on here on the show tonight. So, but anyway, guys, this has been awesome. It's been awesome, and glad to catch up with y'all. And just let anybody know if they're looking for any materials out there, what's the best way to catch you guys?
Well, we can get at our direct line at 704-644-3044 and number 2 for sales.
There it is. All right. Well, y'all guys head over there and make them cars look good and be structurally sound, as I like to say. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Talk to Ash and Matt there, and they will get y'all set up. Well, guys, I sure appreciate y'all coming on tonight, hanging out with me, and can't wait to catch up with y'all again.
We appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. And this has been Hot Laps. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ash and Matt there from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. And as I said, I can't do any better advertising than they just did. Guys, any type of wild materials you need out there, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum's got it, so y'all give them a call. But also, their sister company, SRI Performance. Any performance parts you need, give them a call. Or anything, really. Not even just performance. I mean, yes, everything's good performance, but just anything. Anything, fasteners, whatever. I mean, it don't have to make it go fast, but most time it will. So, y'all head on over to SRI Performance and pick yourself up whatever you need. Make that car go fast, look good, perform well, stop good, anything along those lines. Y'all head on over there. Head to the website, www.sriperformance.com. Fill up that cart as always. When you get to the end there, put in promo code CBONE10. C is in
chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout, guys. Head on over there, and you will not be disappointed in what you find by no means. So y'all go pick it up for sure. For sure. Also, shout out to my good friend Earl Ramey. Let me stay at his house this weekend. It's always nice when you can, find a home away from home. Just go hang out.
That's right.
That's always cool. So, sure appreciate him. But, guys, if you need any speed put under your hood, you better be getting your orders in now. Like Christmas stuff. You get, a lot of, the big items, you better be getting on the list soon, all that fun stuff. Well, if you want an Earl Ramey racing engine for 2023, you better be getting on the list because he's got a lot of work piling in, and that is a good problem to have. Like Sterling said a while back, you don't want an engine builder without a backlog.
Exactly.
So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Pick yourself up some horsepower to go under your hood in your race car. And I don't care what kind of car you got. I don't care if you got a super crate, a modified, whatever kind of ride you're in. Go get you some horsepower. Get on that chassis dyno. See how much it's going to put out. And see what you can add on to it. Make it a little more, or, a little more torque, a little more horsepower, whatever kind of curve you want in it. There's always ways to tweak it, make it the way you like it, and it'll work best for you. One of the best things you're going to do for it, though, is put on some Profab headers, because they are what their slogan says. They are quality that wins. Got to hang out with Andy there most of the weekend, pretty much, at the track. Had a great time with him over there. Him and his new wife Bree. Had Had a lot of fun with them guys as always. We talked. Landon was with us, and I'm gonna throw Landon under the bus here real quick. Landon had a moment, we'll say. he went the day we got barbecue, and he got up in line. They had buns at the first of the line if you want to fix a sandwich. And he fixed some. He got a couple buns there, and he got some barbecue chicken. Actually, he got the chicken. We got to the table, and we're sitting across from Andy and Bree, and he goes, "Oh, these are buns. I thought it was bread."
That definitely sounds like something Landon would say.
It was so, and Bree just kind of looks at him like, really? I said, yeah, this is normal. And it was right after he said it that he realized kind of what he said. But it was already said at that point. It was funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, head over to Profab Headers and Exhaust and up your horsepower today. Up your power under your hood. I don't care if that's torque, horsepower, whatever. Profab Headers and Exhaust can up it on any type ride pretty much for most chassis makes of race cars. So y'all call up our buddy Andrew Garris over at Profab Headers. Tell him what you got. He'll let you know if they got something to fit in it. Most time they will. And, man, put them on. Not only are they going to make some good power and everything else, these things are going to look awesome. And Sterling can attest to the craftsmanship that goes into them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Definitely the best of the best. Best fabricators around up there, sure. Do some top-notch work, and you know, having good fabricators is one thing, but just having a shop capable of, you know, putting that kind of stuff out is another. And you know, like you've seen firsthand, just the quality of shop they work in, they're able to turn out some nice stuff. So definitely check them out, and you know, they're able to refurbish headers too, right there, make them look back brand new. Definitely the place to go to get headers, anywhere from what Legends cars to Indy cars. I reckon anything in between. So.
Well, you can't buy Legend car headers from there, but they do supply all the FZ09 engines. You can get them from Inex and Legend Car International and all that good stuff, U.S. Legends. But they are built by Profab Headers, and that's because they know they're the best on the market. So.
Exactly.
Go get you some. Go get you some for sure. All right, guys, before we get into any more real racing, we want to send our heartfelt condolences and prayers out to the Gibbs family. Man, that was a devastating loss there of Coy Gibbs there on Sunday morning. Hours after watching his son win the race and claim his first Xfinity championship. So that celebration was very short-lived, and man, that's a devastating loss for, well, Joe Gibbs Racing in general, but the Gibbs family and a lot of families in NASCAR.
Yeah, you never know, man. You definitely never know. 49 years old. Saw pictures of him. Saw him, you know, there at the racetrack on Saturday. And, I mean, nobody ever knew that anything was going on. So none of us are promised another minute. But yeah, it's terrible. And a lot of the things that people have been saying before that was released about Ty and, you know, whatever, that, you know, definitely ain't the place for that.
Well, I will say real quick that there's a lot of. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some idiots out there that have stuff to say, but there's a lot of class showed from a lot of different places. Even on social media, surprisingly, as much as I don't appreciate the way Ty Gibbs drives most of the time. I don't like that. That is completely separate from any personal feelings I have, aside and I felt like there was a lot of class show from a lot of people that understand that sports is one thing and personal matters like that are completely different. But you're right. There are some completely classless people out there, but I feel like for the most part our racing world shows a good bit of class when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. But like I say, man, it's terrible, especially for Coach Gibbs. Lost his oldest son, JD, and now Coy. It's just man, that's tough on that family, and I it's not a good. None of us a good timing by any means, but it's just terrible. That's an amazing high to an incredible low, all within, like you said, 12 hours or whatever of each other. And it's just terrible. Sure is. I hate it for, we awfully thinking about all those people.
For sure. Thinking about the Gibbs family, Coach and Ty and just all of them, for sure. So they will definitely be in our thoughts and prayers for sure. But their races had to go on. And as much as I know, even Kyle Busch said, he's like, you'd like to say you wouldn't be here, but he said, we're racers. It's not in our DNA. He said, we don't know how to do anything else. And so we're going to go out here and do what we know best for Coy, which was pretty cool. Even with him leaving, and you could tell it was an emotional day for Kyle Busch for sure. Lost Coy on top of leaving Joe Gibbs Racing where he's been for ever, it seems like.
Yeah.
So keeping them guys all in our prayers for sure. But anyway, I guess we need to go back to the Friday night portion of truck races first. They put on some good racing. I didn't get to actually see much of it because we were at the track there. But our buddy Ty Majeski, I know, came up a little short there. He was running a good race, charging hard, just going as hard as he could, and just slipped a little bit and spun it out. But anyway, congratulations to Zane Smith picking up his first Truck Series title.
Yeah, he was on. It was his race, man. No doubt, he was strong. I think he got the pole and won every stage, won everything. So
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these winners out here real quick. Then I'm gonna throw some stuff out. We'll talk about all of them. Xfinity Series, obviously, we just said Ty Gibbs held off. He held off Noah Gregson there, closing laps. They put on some good racing actually. Ty and Noah and Justin and they raced hard there a few laps. Leaned on each other, didn't try to take each other out or nothing. Didn't look like. But Ty came out ahead and he dominated most of that race anyway. And he was class of the field and took off from everybody and took home championship. And then Cup Series, it was a Joey Logano night. He dominated the race and just killed everybody. I mean, he was gone. I mean, there wasn't no touching him, wasn't no catching him, wasn't no thought about catching him. I mean, just nothing. He was just checked out. All right, so that gets that out of the way. Who all winners? So congratulations to all those. I'm not saying this because of any who won. I'm not saying this because of who didn't win. Because in all actuality, Cup Series, I was kind of whoever won. I really didn't really care. I was kind of pulling for Ross Chastain just because, first time in it, hoping he would come up and do something. And I appreciated the way that a lot of people talked junk about the way he raced. They even talked junk about the way he raced yesterday, kind of, but I didn't see that as his fault necessarily. We'll get into that. Whatever, didn't care. Xfinity, 3 JRM cars up against 1 Joe Gibbs car. I really thought JRM cars, one of the 3, would really do something, and Noah was the only one anywhere close, and even he wasn't that close. And then Zane Smith, like I said, I was kind of pulling for Ty Majeski just because he's been on the show here before. Whatever. In saying all that, I have two takes, and these were my 2 takes before this race, and they are still my 2 takes after this race. Take 1 is Phoenix does not put on good enough racing to be a one race and done championship race, in my point of view. Take number 2, and you're going to respond to both of these. I hate still one race to determine a champion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree both. Well, Phoenix puts on awesome restarts. Now, if you could just have 30 restarts the whole race,
Okay.
might be a pretty good race.
They're kind of like Pocono.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. Yeah, it's a small Pocono. But after that, I mean, the VHT or whatever you call it, I didn't really see it playing a big role. Yeah, you can move up and down, and you can do the cut through the infield or whatever they call it. I didn't really see that really changing much on the outcome. Which, I mean, I guess a lot of tracks are the same way, but clean air is so dependent, man. Great day. It's just a fight to get out front. And then once you get out front, you're pretty much there for the length of a fuel run or tire run or whatever. Nothing too exciting there, in my opinion, but I agree. I mean, the one race deal, that just, I don't know. It's just not worth running a whole season for, in my opinion. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do all year. It's just for that one race. And there's little things that can happen that we saw yesterday can take you out of contention, and doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of people say, well, it's the same thing in football. You get one Super Bowl. Yeah, well, the difference is, though, in my opinion, is there's still 40 teams on the track, or however many you want, different series. And every football field that they play on is 100% identical.
Right.
Other than maybe some colors and markers on it. Other than that, they measure identically. The field goal posts are exactly the same at every NFL stadium. These tracks, I think Joe Gibbs Racing, and they were smart to do so. They put a ton of emphasis on being good at Phoenix. They knew they were good enough that they were going to make it through, or plan to make it through, or hope to make it through, whatever, and they did. And they put on good enough, preparation for Phoenix, and that's what they just focused on, that they were awesome in the Xfinity Series. Same thing goes with the 22 team. To me, the 22 team kind of just slid by all year. Had a couple wins, nothing impressive that I've seen him have, way better years before. The Fords in general were not good this year.
No.
And yet Joey Logano was still able to come up and win the championship, which, under the rules there, great for him. More power to him. He did an awesome job at that. But I think, same thing, I think that team said, let's go focus on winning Phoenix. We got to do good enough to get there, but if we can just keep scraping by, we can get there, and if we can win Phoenix, we win the championship.
Right.
And if you look at the points, every round, he was kind of low in points. He wasn't up there, and then he turns around and wins the race.
Right.
And to me, that's just not a good, people say it's not a good look for the sport. Well, that's not a good look for the sport, in my opinion. That's, taking a team that's mediocre, but yet they scraped by and they were good at one track, so they won championship. Whereas,
I agree.
Whereas you look at teams like, I'm just going to say Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain was one that I thought he was good across the board for most of it, but he still wasn't great. But he did what he needed to do to make it through each round. Look at teams like Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, I thought, did a good job all year. He won a decent amount of races, there were so many different winners this year. You can't look and say anybody dominated, by no means. But you could tell the ones that run up front most of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just didn't. Christopher Bell, he kind of scraped by to me too. He's won more races this year than he ever had. So that was good for him. But he was low in points. I don't know. I don't like win and you're in anything. I don't like win and you're in the playoffs. I don't like win and you make it to the next round. I still think win, fine, but that just is points to go to the next round.
Right.
I personally, what I think, I don't care how many wins you got. If you finished 25th every other race, that one race that you won ain't proving anything to me.
No, it's not. And the other thing that, you used to confine it, but you can't no more. I guess NASCAR took it off for a reason, but I wanted to see what the points would be, what they would have been had it nothing changed all year. To see who would have won it, see where Joey would have ended up, kind of that deal. You can't find it no more.
There's still some sites somewhere. Let's see. I'm not sitting at a computer, so I'm going to look up while we're talking and see if I can find whatever. But
I mean, I'm just kind of interested in that to see, because like NASCAR don't speak of that anymore. After the regular season championship deal, that's gone. Like they don't say nothing else about it. Just so if anything, and we've said this before, you can start the points over with 10 races to go or whatever, and you fight those 16 drivers. Fight for that. You have 2 bad races, okay? All right. I could, that'd be, but I definitely don't like the fact of the, and a lot of people talk junk about what Ross Chastain did at Martinsville.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason he was able to even do that is because of the way the points are.
Oh, yeah.
If there wasn't no reset points every week, that would never happen. So that's pretty much what NASCAR wants, in my opinion. I mean, because Hail Marys like that are able to happen because of it's so close. I mean, it's unbelievable to me, honestly, that they go all year, and then the race leading up to Phoenix, you got to pass 1 or 2 cars. the race leading up, or the Roval, you know how that was, 1 or 2 cars. The whole, that's just, to me, it's just it's too much.
I don't know. I don't mind that if we're just keeping the same point. In my opinion, if you go, I don't mind having a playoff system. And I'm still looking. I can't find it, but I know somebody,
Exactly.
somebody had it on there not long ago. But let's look at it. I think, let's see. I'm gonna pull up these standings right here. Okay. I was just looking to see because I didn't hear anymore. I didn't get to watch much after the race. There was a big possibility last night, if he would have ran better, that Kyle Larson, the number 5 team anyway, still had a big chance to win the Owners' Championship. And he came close. He was only 12 points off, but he finished third because number 1 team finished second in Trackhouse, Ross Chastain. And then, now this is really funny looking. 4th place was number 20 car. That team finished the Owners' Championship. 5th place was 2,661 points behind first. And that was the 11 team. Finished 5th in there in the Owners' Championship. Whereas, I mean, that the 9 team is not up there. The 9 team is 7th in points.
That's crazy, isn't it? won the regular season championship and 7th in points.
Yeah. So, it's if you look at the owner compared to driver standings, it's crazy. And I know there were some that you know, there's quite a few that drivers had to sit out a race and different stuff like that because of concussions and stuff this year. I don't know. I'm like, I wish it will never happen, but I wish we just went back to the typical points that we run throughout the year. When you get to the cutoff race, okay, your top, I don't care how many wins you had, your top, how many they put in there, 16? Your top 16 in points, go in it. Don't care how many wins you had. Because if you weren't consistent enough to be in the top 16, you don't deserve to be there, in my opinion.
Right.
And then, when we get to another cutoff race, I don't care how many wins you had in that round. If you didn't make it up to be in the top of the points, and you weren't consistent enough to get any higher in the points, you don't need to be in it, so cut off them 4.
Right.
Now, once we get down, I still don't think there needs to be one. Well, I'm fine with that one last race if you want to run it with the last 4 cars having a chance. But they don't need to change points.
Right.
It needs to go off the points, in my opinion, of whatever, it accumulated all year long. Forget points.
Exactly.
Forget points in a playoffs. I mean, I don't know. It irritates me.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, like we said before, they're trying to go off a stick and ball sport, and it's just, it don't work, in my opinion. Like, it just don't work in this type of sport. Man, I don't know.
Well, like I just said earlier, stick and ball sports. And I think they base it more off football than any other one. Because baseball, you go for a World Series, you got 7 games there.
Right.
Basketball, what is it? Is it 5 games? I don't know. I don't watch basketball. My bad. Football is the only one that has 1 game. But even so, like I said, the fields are identical every week. Baseball fields are pretty close. They're a little bit different, some of them, but for the most part, they're pretty daggone close. The bases, all the bases they got to run, they're the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just you can't compare NASCAR and racing in general to stick and ball sports because they're nowhere the same. I mean, it's just you're racing with a whole lot more teams on the track. You're racing different tracks that are shaped completely different every week, going from road courses, going to mile and a half super speedways to half-mile ovals. And it don't compare. It don't compare at all. So, congratulations to all the NASCAR champions, I guess. I just don't like it.
Nah, I don't either.
And it's not because my guy didn't win. I mean, I'm not trying to sound sour because my guy didn't win, because I don't really know that I have a guy anymore. I have some people I probably pull for a little bit, but I don't really have a guy anymore. I don't know. It wasn't exciting. And this year,
No, it's not.
And this year, I think, especially Cup Series, has just been clouded by so much as far as concussions and everything else that I don't know if I don't know. I think they just took something out of it, maybe.
Yeah, I think it did. And I mean, just the whole car and we all hoped the car was going to perform better and put on better racing. We didn't really see that. So I guess it was kind of a letdown a lot of different ways, but yeah, I don't know how it's going to get better. Not with that car. I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping they look at some stuff in the off season. What little bit of off season there is. We know they're changing the rear clip. That's changed. I will say, I'll throw this out there a little bit. I know stuff has been changing a lot on that car, actually, that probably isn't talked about too much because they don't want to say nothing about it. I know stuff on the front end's changed. Can't really give my source there, but I know for a fact it is because it might be a manufacturer that has to keep changing stuff. I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, make anybody mad. So I'm hoping eventually they'll find something to make these cars racy. Got to do something, I think, gearing wise. I think the only place they should be shifting at is a road course.
Yeah.
Maybe Pocono. Just because how different that is. I don't mind that. And they always had to do that. You shouldn't be shifting at Martinsville and Bristol and all them places, though.
Yeah.
Richmond. No, we don't need shifting there.
No.
Don't need it. But anyway. So I don't know. Well, but what I do know is that kind of wraps up all the seasons for racing this year. But there's still a ton of racing to go.
Yeah, there is.
Ton of racing to go. Ton of short track racing. Ton of dirt track racing. Asphalt, dirt. I don't care what else. We got even some yard cart racing that I'm going to be at this weekend. If we don't get I don't know. I got to talk to him and find out what's going on. Because I think we're supposed to be tropical storming the end of this week.
Yeah, well, it looks like.
The
cold is coming.
Yeah, and the dirt, I guess the dirt championship for INEX it's supposed to be held in Fayetteville this weekend. That's not a good thing for Fayetteville.
No, water is not good in Fayetteville, that's for sure.
No, it especially as much as we're supposed to get. I just looked and they're supposed to get like 5 inches up there this week, and that's up till Friday night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm on our buddy Kale Maven and Levi Morse, Rivertown Racing. They're supposed to be coming down, running that, and I'm gonna try to head out there and see them at least one night. But we got the Barnyard 400 over here in Lamar this weekend. Some good old yard carts racing. I was actually supposed to enter it, but unfortunately, I just got tied up with everything with the race car and just pile of other stuff this year, and wasn't able to get a go-kart up and going and ready for it. So, but I'm still going to be out there as long as the weather's good and, whatever we need to do, and going to be out there podcasting out there, hanging out. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, for sure.
Get to watch some yard carts racing, which is going to be awesome. That is going to be cool.
Yeah, it is. That might be something that had to come back every year,
Oh, yeah, I hope so. I hope this isn't the last one. I hope they do more because I really want to run it. I wanted to run it this year. I was signed up. I was entered, and just couldn't make it happen. My bad. But anyway. But also, guys, I hope to have next week. Need to get our buddy Steve Zacharias on here from Florence Motor Speedway next week. Talk about the 30th annual South Carolina 400 headed over to Florence Motor Speedway. Dale Earnhardt Jr., big name. I think y'all have heard of him. He gonna be running it. We will be out there Friday night hosting the qualifying draw party. So we'll be there, hanging out, seeing what all we can make happen out there. Talk to a bunch of people. Kind of gonna be the same deal as the finals this past week, just the asphalt version. We'll be there talking to everybody and who knows who, running up and down pit road, getting all kind of people on, talking with me. So we'll make some good stuff happen for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We had a fun time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. But guys, I want to also finally got to hang out a little bit Saturday evening with our friend Tanya McAllister from MPM Marketing. Got to hang out with her a little bit over at SRI booth. Out there with she was out there with a few different people. Peyton Freeman was running. Kenny Collins was running the super late models. But Ross Boo Boo Dalton, he was out there hanging out. He's an asphalt guy, but he was hanging out at the dirt track. He said he was loving it, standing up against the fence, getting dirty every time heat was done, having to shake himself off. But Tanya had him out there hanging out with us, and we got to talk to him. But got to hang out with Tanya there for just a little while. Good to see her. A lot of fun. But guys, if you want to advance your racing career, you got to get hooked up with an awesome marketing team, and there is no better than MPM Marketing. So y'all head over to marketwithmpm.com and get yourself hooked up with Tanya there, and she can have you pointed in the right direction to becoming a superstar. Who knows? So marketwithmpm.com. Go check them out. But anyway, what else we got?
I don't know, man. That's about it, I think. I know of. Aren't late models going to be in Vegas or something? Is that this weekend? Dirt?
Yes, the modifieds and late models are going to be out there. Because our buddy Kyle Strickler, me and him was talking the other night, and his car owner just all of a sudden up and said, what would it take to get a modified and run while we're out there? He's like, we don't have one. He said, well, let's go get one. So,
wow.
So they went and threw together. Guys were literally back at the shop working on the modified, trying to get it together for them to go take it to Las Vegas with them. So yeah, as the XR series there, heading out there. Also this weekend, big $50,000 to win show at Sonoya, Georgia. Y'all are definitely going to want to catch that. That's a Friday and Saturday night show, I think. Going to be on Flow Racing. So y'all check that out. Going to have a bunch of people we know running it. It's gonna be pretty cool. Faux show. But I don't know. Go hang out here. I reckon Jackson has got a good old case of strep throat.
Yeah, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, so Kayla had to go back and forth she went to the doctor with him Sunday there, and I stayed off work today and hung out with him while she worked. But I think he's on the mend now, so go see what he's up to. He was wide open today anyway. I don't know if it was that or just prednisone in him. He was just wide open.
Prednisone will do it to you, man.
It does it to some people. See, it makes me hungry and sleepy.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of the hungry part, a lot of people get the hungry. Most people are wired from it. I'm never wired from it. I don't know why. Which I'm never wired from coffee either. I can drink coffee and fall asleep. So I just backwards from everybody, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
I guess we got to get some good high octane coffee. Oh, let's throw this in here. High octane racing apparel, guys. Head over to High Octane. Get you some cool looking t-shirts. Cool looking all kind of new winter stuff. It is coming up Christmas time. God, that sounds crazy to say already, don't it? But
it does.
It's right around the corner. It's time to start shopping for it, unfortunately. Whew. But head over to High Octane Racing Apparel. Pick you up some cool looking stuff today. Men's, women's, kids, whatever. Anything from shirts, hoodies, koozies, hats, whatever the race fan wants. Y'all head over there, check them out for show. But anyway, what else you got?
Man, I think that's it, man. I'm gonna work all week again. Going to Chris Stapleton concert on Saturday, so in Atlanta.
Stapleton. I think you've been to more concerts this year than I think you ever have.
I think I have. But the crazy thing is it's pretty much been to the same person. Been to Co-Wessel 3 times. So we switching that up. I'm going to Stapleton, which is also really cool because guess who else is opening for Stapleton?
Probably Co-Wessel.
Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. We seen him. We seen him for.
We have seen him. Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty neat. At the Mercedes-Benz Stadium or whatever it's called in Atlanta. So, yeah, looking forward to that. See him. Enjoy that. But yeah, I think that's gonna be our last concert for the year. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I hear you. Well, I'm gonna try to. We'll try to go to a couple, races, like I said, but we'll see what the weather has planned.
Yeah, you might be trying to find a boat race somewhere because I don't know the way it looks right now. It looks kind of rough.
Yeah, they're supposed to be racing on a farm over here in Lamar. That might be good luck with that. I know how that land is.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Might need to start racing the tractors. Who knows? But yeah.
You're going to take a tractor to get them go-karts around there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, guys, we thank, as always, all our partners here on Chicken Bone Alley. Thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, and our friend Randy Keene at RK Motorsports Consulting. We sure do appreciate them helping us out. As always, also MPM Marketing for sure. As we just mentioned, High Octane Racing Apparel, Checkered, the Race Hub. Go check it out. You're going to want to get on some cool social media that is all about racing. Go check out Checkered. We're on there. Find us, follow us, send us a message. Tell us what you like about the show. Tell us what you don't like about the show. Yeah, maybe we'll change it. I doubt, but we'll maybe. Also, Forward Bite, guys. Forward Bite. Go get you some Forward Bite apparel. Forward Bite. Every racer wants it. Y'all go check them out. But anyway, guys. All right. Well, I reckon y'all have fun at the concert. And all that good stuff, and
Yeah, man.
And I reckon we'll be on here same time, same place next week.
Later.